Why am I doing it? Well, it's because I want my words to be heard. You know, we've done a whole lot of things in my life. This has been like 50 some odd years in the making. And really it came to light, like I got to do this. When I was spending a lot of time with my father, he got sick and he was in a nursing home, elderly care. And we ended up having some great conversations. I mean, he was telling me about his lifestyle from his perspective, coming up that country boy in Wills Point, Texas. He told me why he went to war, told me about his family, just intimate things, detailed things. I'm like, man, this is pretty cool, man, you know? So I'm like, he passed earlier this year, and I was really thankful that although I was in grief, I got to spend some of the greatest quality moments of my life with him sharing his life with me. I mean, the details. It wasn't a father, it was a man-to-man thing, you know, and that I think that's what pushed me to really get this project done. You know, I have many hats that I've worn over the years, you know. I've been a football player, I've been a college athlete, student athlete, a husband, a father, a worker, a not so nice kind of guy back in the day. Somebody you really didn't want to meet sometimes in the street. Some guys, you know, I'm the guy you really want to meet in the street. But from all the many hats that I've worn over the years, I've met, you know, a variety of people. And the people who knew me back when, you know, I was not such a nice guy, or playing high school football versus college football versus corporate life in America, they're all me, but they're different versions of me. And so the version that knew me when I wasn't such a nice guy would have a problem understanding that guy who's in corporate America and, you know, making decisions and leading award-winning teams. And they'll all have different perspectives, but what this does is this book tells my perspective. It tells exactly what my story is to me. It's a great story, and I just haven't started. It's a great story. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be here. The perspective of moving on, you know, I have more years behind me than I do in front of me. And I realize that, and I'm a realist. And I have a granddaughter. It's crazy to say. My little misfit, you know, there's going to come a time as she's growing up and going through life that she's going to have some problems and may think that they're too insurmountable to pass, or, you know, feel like it's too grand an object for her to overcome. And she's going to have an opportunity to look back with solid reference what her grandfather went through and hear directly from my words. And hopefully that will inspire her, as well as, you know, other members of my family, kids that are coming up now. I got a slew of nieces and nephews that'll read this when it comes up time, and hopefully be inspired by it and let them know that they can overcome anything that life throws at them. Anything. So, who was Henry Wade? Okay. Henry Wade was the most ruthless district attorney in the state of Texas, much less in Dallas County, much less in the country. He ruled Dallas, Texas from 1951 to 1987. That's 36 years, and I do mean rule, as in, you know, ruler. Him and his whole good old boy system ran Dallas for 36 years as he was the head district attorney, with his mantra, convict at all costs. And with that mantra, For 36 years, he had an unbelievable 96% conviction rate for 36 years. Now, I just told you, from 1951, we haven't even had civil rights yet, and we're in Texas. So for the better part of 15 years, he was ruling Texas, looking at us as less than human. Black people. Just at least clarify that thought. Now, when he retired in 1987, matter of fact, he's the one who prosecuted Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby is a guy who had mob connections at a strip club here in Dallas and was the one who killed Lee Harvey Oswald a couple of days after the President Kennedy assassination, to which Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for. But that's another story. Anywho, Jack Ruby shot and killed him. District Attorney Henry Wade prosecuted Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby received the death certificate or death sentence for the shooting of Lee Harvey Oswald. And pretty much, like I said, by this time, his feet are thick in the water. He already has his minions. He's running a good old boy system down here, which basically means if you're convicted at 96%, you're not negotiating whether or not you're guilty or not. You're guilty. You're negotiating how much time you're going to get. That's what the negotiations were with the attorneys. And you know, he had this whole system from judges to attorneys to the other prosecuting DAs that were all within his office, right? So again, like I said, this is going on for 36 years, man. And it wasn't like when he retired in 1987, his way of doing justice just flew out the window. No. It ramped on throughout his little minions who came up under him while he was, ruling Texas for the past 36 years. Now, I just told you about the Jack Ruby prosecution, and that made him famous enough. But the irony in this is that he's most famous not for the convictions that he won, but for the conviction that he lost, the case that he lost. He is the Wade in Roe versus Wade, Roe v. Wade, that took place some 50 years ago at the Supreme Court with this whole abortion law. Ladies have the right to decide to do what they want to do with their bodies. And hell, back 50 years ago, they made perfect common sense. And this is the case that he lost in Roe v. Wade, and this is what made his name infamous. So I guess, when he lost that case, he just came back out and he just raised hell against everybody else. So anywho, this is the system that's flowing through Dallas, Texas. And it wasn't like Dallas wasn't going through its own civil rights movements. He was just squashing these civil rights movements before they even got started in the 60s, right? And Dallas didn't really come alive until like the 80s. Matter of fact, right around the time when he retired is when Dallas was having its civil rights movement. This is when John Wiley Price was in downtown Dallas and doing all that marching in his Speedos and all the stuff right here. Don't make fun of that man right there. John Wiley Price is a Dallas icon for civil rights history. But yeah, he was walking around in Speedos, blocking traffic downtown Dallas, but don't get it twisted. That man was jacked, bro. That man looked like he could push up a building if the cripple would die, you know what I mean? I don't know, it was more jacked. Him and my old man. Anyway, I guess the water was different back in those days, man. These guys walk around like, country strong, cottonboards. So it is what it is. But like I said, this is Henry Wade and the system that I eventually got caught up in. A lot of us got caught up in it, and it engulfed me as well. And that's the fight. Okay, that's the what. What's the book about? Well, the book is it's autobiographical. It's my life. but it's really capturing, it's really focusing in on overcoming not just what can be perceived as insurmountable life odds. Because if I didn't live this life, I wouldn't believe it. That's the God's honest truth. If I didn't star in it, if I didn't know it, if I didn't see it, if I didn't go through it myself, I would not believe this story. So one, that makes a story worth telling, I think. Two, the system, the justice system, the way it is, and I was thrown at the bottom of it, man. That was just a crazy time, man. But I never lost hope. I always stayed focused, and I had a support team around me that was worth fighting for. You know, so anytime that I got down on myself, you know, I could look around and see that there are other people that are looking at me, who look up to me, and that gives me the fortitude to fight on. And then it was just a basic, blatant injustice of like, no, fuck you. You're not putting this on me. And that's where I took it back. And that's pretty much what the book's about. Overcoming obstacles, man. Overcoming tremendous odds. And those odds were pretty tremendous. The book will be out. This is, like I said, it's been over 50 years in the making, but I really locked in to make sure that we tried to get this done and get it released by spring of 2023. That's my time frame. That's the goal set. But it has to be told. It has to be told right. So, you know, it's been head to the grindstone for like, I want to say since July. Yeah. So for the past 4 or 5 months, it's just been, you know, straight focus. Let's get this done. You know, I take care of my day-to-days, and then it's back to this focus. Get it done, but it has to be done right. And so that's the deal. I'm looking forward to releasing it. I'm looking forward to sharing my story. I'm looking forward to hopefully inspiring people, and I'm hopefully forward to, filling some blanks for people who knew me at one point in time. Let them travel with me through my journey in life, and why they see some of the things that they saw and just didn't understand it. Life is a beautiful thing, man. The only proof of life there is change, and I think this story is going to be very relevant to that. And hopefully everybody enjoys it. And get some inspiration from it, you know? All right.